Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to the Detroit Cast with Michael J. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Hey, guys.
How are you, my friend?
I'm quite well.
Doing all right? Hanging in there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too. Ugh. Seeing all the weeds pop up, it's driving me nuts. Why did weeds grow so fucking much faster than anything you want growing?
You out there pulling them, Mike?
No, I'm going to, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to start, yeah. But, this looked beautiful 2 days ago. We get a little drizzle outside, and all of a sudden you guys shoot up 2 feet out of nowhere?
Yeah.
What else grows that fast?
It's like that final bloom, man. Like everything, all the trees around me, like the stuff that hadn't gone yet, popped.
Yeah.
And I felt it, man. My
the
allergies
pollen.
kicked in.
Yes,
Yeah.
the sinuses. My temples start hurting under my eyes, or that spot there. I'm just like, ugh, spot there. I'm feeling like my eyes are red and burny and stuff. Ugh.
But that'll be transparent to the listeners. We'll be just fine.
It'll be totally transparent to the listeners going forward. They'll have no idea that anything's in the air.
Ugh. Anyways, yeah. So I just look back there, and it's just like, ugh, you again. Ugh, I thought I was done with you people.
Do you still have that huge one? Remember where Russell tried to pull it, and it was like a friggin' tree?
I think Max ended up getting that with a shovel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's just a weed, and it took on the root of, I don't know, a potato or a carrot.
Yeah.
And it was like just a weed that had been there long enough, and it was probably one that I just kept snapping off.
Yeah, for sure.
The underground part is now a full-grown tree.
Yeah, it gets to the point where if you're tugging on the thing, you can do some damage to your back. You know?
Oh, yeah. I think I did. Didn't I blow a rib out?
Maybe.
I think I blew a rib out a year ago at one point. I almost hospitalized because I tore something trying to pull that damn thing out. I think we were making fun of Russell, little pussy, and then we're both out there, and you're like, fuck, dude. This is a tree trunk under here. I think it needed to be dug out of the ground.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's gone, but I'm not appreciating the rest of the little guys. We'll get on them early, though. I'll make it look nice back there. Anyway, I was watching TV. I was watching some things, and I saw, Jeff Daniels. Jeff Daniels making an appearance on TV. I just don't. I love Jeff Daniels, right?
Right, of course.
He's making the rounds. He's got that Atticus Finch. I bet it's great. He's doing
Kill a Mockingbird, yeah.
Yeah, it's what is it? Alan Sorkin. Is that his name? Shit. Aaron Sorkin. It's his. His version of To Kill a Mockingbird. I don't know what
His
that
stage
means.
production.
Yeah, and it's on Broadway, of course, and big news. Atticus Finch is played by Jeff Daniels, and I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it is. So he's doing the rounds on the talk shows, and I'm just so it's like, can you just talk about? It's like Atticus Finch had some real decisions to make, a lot like our country right now, and he's just like, oh, for the love of fuck.
Dude,
I thought he was like a down-home Michigan guy, just no Hollywood in him. He's living in Chelsea and raising his family there.
Yeah,
because he didn't want all the Hollywood bullshit.
Exactly. He's got the Purple Rose Theater, but it's like Michael Moore's here too in his $10 million crib.
Take the guy out of Hollywood, but you can't take the Hollywood out of the guy.
Yeah, and so
he did it as Atticus. He tried to say like Atticus Finch.
No, he's just doing press, and he's relating Atticus Finch to today's conundrum we find ourselves in.
Exactly, with hating divisiveness of politics and Trump's the Satan and all that.
Well,
But Atticus is, for those that don't know, To Kill a Mockingbird, Atticus Finch is the lawyer who represents a black guy on trial. I don't know the details fully. I'll screw it up, but it was like, people didn't like the black guy, but he represented him and got him off on something, and it was a big civil rights movement early. Is that right? It's a made-up story, but
yeah, I mean, it's a great story about a guy who was wrongly accused, and Atticus, even though he's he took a big risk by representing this guy, but he did the right thing, and
didn't his views change? Didn't he change as a man throughout the story? Like he was kind of a
I think so. I think they recently drummed up some early draft of that, and he was a big time racist himself, Atticus, and I think that got sort of watered.
Wasn't his kids and stuff even like, why are you defending that guy or something like that?
Yes, that's right. That wasn't long ago at all. Probably when they first announced that they were putting this play on Broadway, it probably dig shit up. What do we know about Atticus Finch? He said this. It's a made-up story, man. I
only asked just because I was wondering if he really spoke in Atticus, because I really like Parks. It's off the air obviously for several years now, but I really like Parks and Rec, and what's her fucking name that plays the main character in it? The chick.
Julia? No.
Yeah, in Parks and Rec. I'm trying to think. There's the two girls. That
Yeah,
were big
I didn't
on
really
SNL.
watch it. Isn't that Bateman and? Or no, I'm thinking of Arrested Development.
I can't think of her
It's
fucking
okay.
name.
Yeah,
Either
whatever,
way,
dude.
Amy
Poehler?
Amy Poehler. So Amy Poehler, when Trump got elected, came on. Even though the show had been off the air for like 3 years or something, she came on as Amy Poehler on like
Oh, no, okay.
on her Instagram and was like, "This is terrible," and what this country, blah blah, some bullshit. And it's like, dude, that's
It's tacky and weird.
as
Didn't
the
what's his name do
character.
that too? The guy from House of Cards came on as himself in that promo.
Well,
talking
that was
about
him
That
saving.
was super
sexual
weird.
assault.
Super weird.
Like
Kevin Spacey.
yes, yeah.
But like this one was like her trying to slam Trump as Leslie Knope. And
No,
I
I know.
And it was just like in my mind, I'm like, dude, nothing, whatever, man. We go through this whole eating yourself thing, but like, dude, there was things in Parks and Rec that already, like, she had a moment one time, but it had this like racist, like the town used to be racist as fuck, and then they have this moment where someone's gonna take down this house. And Leslie's like, I know it's there's bad things, that happen, but you can't just erase history. History is what it is.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
is that how you feel?
Yeah.
Amy Poehler, right now? Is that how you feel?
Right. Well, that's a TV show. That's not real life. It's like, well,
But you said it.
yeah, you're still saying
Stand
it.
by that character?
Jeff is not in
Okay.
character as Atticus Finch. He's just giving an interview to
Gotcha.
MSNBC.
Can't help but talk about Trump.
Of course, obviously.
and can't help it. And pay attention to the end of it too, because these journalists, it's like no follow up to that. You're just gonna let that stand. He's just gonna say something as ridiculous as he says, and you're just gonna go, wow. It's like, do we have any journalists left in this country with any backbone at all?
No.
But no, they're all on the same team, so it's just like, oh yes, he's on our team. So go ahead, E. You can play a little bit of it. I'm assuming you have the end.
And I live in Michigan, and after the election, I was surprised at some of the people. I said, "Can you believe this election?" And they go, "Yeah, isn't it great?" And you're going,
Oh,
"Whoa."
boy.
My
Whoa.
wife's on Facebook, and these go, "Oh, we got another Trumper," and it's just you didn't see it coming. Atticus goes through this. I know these people. They're good people.
Thanks, Jeff.
And there are reasons why. And he's an apologist. He's an enabler. And I think there are people in the Midwest between the coasts who don't know anything about, who don't care about this, who don't have time for this,
Wow.
who have to make a decision now. You have to decide whether, like Atticus, you believe that there is still compassion, decency, civility, respect for others, do unto others. Remember that? Do unto others. All that stuff you guys believe in, and you still voted not for Hillary or for Trump. Where are you now? Because because your kids are looking up at you going, but he lies. And I think there are a lot of people in the Midwest who are going, it might be enough for them. We're going to find out if the big gamble is to go all the way to November 2020, which I agree, and lose, it's the end of democracy.
Whoa, big statement right there. The end of democracy.
End of democracy.
It's a bold statement.
Or the absolute definition of democracy. We have election in November, and as a democracy, we pick someone, and that person wins, win or lose. That doesn't sound like the end of democracy to me at all. Was that a little insulting to you? Because I felt a little insulted.
Of course, a little
in the
preached
middle.
to. Did you feel preached to?
I felt a little preached to. The idea, because I bet that's true. His wife is trolling Facebook. Another Trumper, honey. You're like, dude, what are you doing?
You're married.
Oh my God, Bill at the end of the street? Trumper. Write him off. Jeff Daniels won't do this show.
Yeah.
Because they've listened to shit that we've said. I mean, that it is what it is. It's awful, Did Jeff's outing for 10 fucking years. He was on our show once a year, at least. Great guy. He's a brilliant guest. You can't deny that. It's like, dude, to say that people in the Midwest, between the coasts, don't get it or don't care. It's like, dude, what are you talking about?
Well, just the failure to recognize that there could be people who just feel completely different than you do, Jeff.
Right.
Just completely.
Totally. And this whole do unto others, he ends that segment by calling him the toddler in chief. Like, dude, we're resulting to name calling now and stupid shit. Like, I get it. You don't like the guy. I got it. We all got it. But that doesn't mean across the board that everybody who voted for him or really voted against Hillary is just
racist.
Stupid, racist. I can smell the Trump on him through Walmart. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? I actually, it bothered me to the point that I started to do some, like, searching, like some serious Bing searching. And I was searching stuff like, why do certain people despise Donald Trump so much? Why? What is wrong with me if I don't see what everyone else? What am I not seeing that certain people are seeing that makes them feel this way? And I started to read some articles out there, and a lot of it sounds like there's a lot of people that believe if you're talking about the liberal Hollywood elite left, those people, they just fucking don't like America. They don't believe in the America that you grew up in on a farm somewhere or working in a field or in a a warehouse worker. Like that is ugh. They don't like that America. And so when you that right out of the gate, fuck those people, which is a lot of people that you know and can relate to. And the other is young people, millennials. When you go and speak to them, like they really fucking hate. Like they've grown up being taught you be nice, you be polite to people, you be honest. And here's this guy that comes off like a bully and a big time. He's calling people names. And every single time he throws out a tweet that is just like, look at this Pocahontas. It's like, it's just poking the bear, and they're getting more and more frustrated. And like, they can't get past that side of it. And it's like, because I read this really decent article in the Washington Post. And this guy's like, I do a lot of speaking engagements, middle schools, high schools, and I know where they sit. I know what their opinion is. And it's like, across the board, hatred of Trump, all the teachers and the students, they're being indoctrinated with this. And so I don't want to fight with them. So I'll go in and I'll go, what is it? Right. I'll say, hey, what do you think? Name one thing that Trump's doing that you agree with, that you think, say something good. Yeah. It's like, well, I guess the economy's better. And then it's like, yeah. And then it's one person over here, well, I guess the jobs are up. And then it's like, well, I want a secure country. And it's like within a minute or two, they come up with a whole list of shit that they actually agree with. And it's like, so why do you hate him so much? Well, he's a bully, and he stinks, and he tells people this, and he calls people names. And so then the decision is, because I think a lot of us are like, I don't give a shit if he calls someone Pocahontas. Whatever. What's he doing for the fucking country? How's the jobs thing going?
I don't like him. I wish there was an alternative. So yeah. I get it. He's extremely unlikable. But I just keep coming back to this thing like, people are putting too much focus on the damn presidency. Yeah.
I know.
Why are we here? Where the biggest thing in people's lives, the first thing they think of when they roll out of bed is the president. How the fuck did we get to that,
There's another Trumper. I found another one on Facebook.
I mean, there's a million things to do during the day. There's a million ways to be happy about where we are here. And yet people just keep coming back to this thing.
But that's not even how the government, that's not even that. Let's say you care about the government. Let's say you're someone who cares. You know what? Well, I care about, taxes and the laws. The president isn't even the number one person for most of that shit. You want to really care? Go to your fucking local community.
Oh shit. Yeah, you could have a much bigger impact locally.
Yeah, I really buy into a lot of these people who are saying it's the ripping apart of the fabric of our of our joining together.
Yeah,
we touched on it the other day with social media. We always talk about that, how it's just making us individualistic and just focus on ourselves more and more and more. And I think that's true, man. There's just not things that bind us together in other ways. And so we jump to these teams. Well, which team can I jump on Twitter and get likes? Look, that guy doesn't even know me, and he gave me a thumbs up. That feels so good. And look, if I say more, he'll give me another one, and 20 more people will too. Yeah. So you get this value from just this vitriol.
Dude,
and it's astounding to me. There's this talk like all day long on these channels just about the president.
I know. They're not even mostly talking about other things in politics. It's literally just him.
What he's doing wrong.
Right.
It is remarkable. It really is if you think about it, because it's not like there's hardcore deep dives into policy issues or something.
That's what it's just be.
It's like
just personal hate and conflict, and just stir it every day. The hate and the conflict.
We've hit a point where it's like every day it's like the televised version of the National Enquirer meets politics. And I don't know. I mean, I know why. And I understand. Just like you, it's like. It's still hard to just be like, fucker hosted goddamn reality shows and bad ones. And
every now and then I'll be driving down the road or something, his name will come up and be like, President. No shit.
Like in 1,000 years, people are going,
it's crazy.
He's going to be there in his fucking painted photo in the White House, 45, and it's just like,
and it'll just be one along the line, and then people focus on, did you know that this President Trump back in 2000 whatever, he was a TV star?
What?
And he got elected after it.
Is it true, man, that he said grab him by the pussy once?
He did, in fact.
He did.
He was boorish.
Kids are going to do book reports
Yes.
on 45 at some point. You know what I mean?
Most people
100 years from now.
looked at Teddy Roosevelt, the Rough Rider. Look at
Hell
him, he's an
yeah.
interesting guy. No, there's going to be a million book reports on 45.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine? Because it's not going to be long either. Because, it's like your kid was born, at 9/11 or whatever. It's like 9/11 is like their Vietnam.
Yeah.
It doesn't connect with them like it does to us. So we're only a handful of years away from a new generation being born.
Just going, wait, what?
Wait,
Who is
what?
that guy?
Who? It's like, you got to pick a president and do a book report. I don't know. I'll pick this fucking Trump guy. He's got weird hair. I'll see what he's all about. And they're going to dive into his background and be like, oh, my God. What?
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
I
It's hilarious.
certainly disagree with Daniels on the end of democracy should Trump win, but I believe if he does win again, the amount of vitriol and conflict, if it continues, this country is certainly not going to look like it did 8 years ago.
The other thing, first off, what do you think he meant by the end of democracy?
He's
that
into
makes
drama.
no
He doesn't mean
sense.
anything.
Yeah, he
just
peddles
said it.
drama.
Okay,
He
but
wanted
he's a
to be-
smart guy. He knows what democracy means. Like, what? I mean, I'm seriously asking a question. Like, what was he trying to say that?
He
Like,
didn't mean anything, dude. He was just saying
the
something that
end of
It's
democracy.
on
He was
MSNBC.
literally just
He's
saying,
looking
no, no,
for that mic drop.
Yes.
And he
End
got
the-
it.
end
He
the
got
segment.
it.
That's my point.
If
He
you
didn't-
said the end of respectability, the end of leadership by our country, the end of democracy,
big enough.
You basically just said something so retarded. I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah, I don't.
But it didn't mean
It's
anything to him.
ridiculous.
It just meant that that's as dramatic as you could get, man. And he's Jeff Daniels, and he said, the end of democracy as we know it. It doesn't mean anything probably
Thank
to
you for
him.
joining us, Jeff.
Wow.
Did he
Nice
go,
follow up. Because I would have gone, wait, hold on.
what about Dumb and Dumber?
the end of democracy?
what about that time?
What about the poop scene?
Yeah, that horrible, vicious diarrhea
Yeah.
scene.
The overacting in Dumb and Dumber.
No, but I mean, to have someone that's sitting there on your national news, like,
Dude, it's par for the course
I
at
know, but
MSNBC.
it's like, as someone who respects the profession, or used to, I'd just be like, hold on, Jeff, wait a minute. You mean like the end of, like
Literally, the country will fall.
end of democracy? I mean, you just said we'll have election in November 2020. We're all expecting that, and then we vote. And if he wins, that's somehow the end of democracy. That doesn't even, definition-wise, make any sense at all. Could you please further explain what you mean and put him on the spot to go? Well, okay, maybe that's a bit much, but
Actually-
respect it, because there's a lot of people that worry about this too. He's not stoic, and he doesn't sound like a president, and so other countries around the world don't respect, the stoic. Obama was stoic, and Clinton and Bush and blah blah. And here's this guy, like
It's a legit concern. I mean, look what
I know.
he did with North Korea. That got him nowhere. Apparently, Un is still
A for
building this
effort.
shit. And he just
A
put
for effort.
Un on a pedestal, He did exactly what the people, his opponents, thought would happen.
he's learning on the job, man.
Yeah.
He's learning on the job. Why do we fight? Look, he's a fat little slanty-eyed thing. Call him up. Let's make something work. Let's get it done.
I'm tripling down, dude. Don't worry, Jeff Daniels. Democracy will not end. Trump will get his ass kicked in 2020.
Yes.
the
Well,
definition of-
I disagree wholeheartedly with you. The harder you dig in on that, the harder I think you're mistaken about that. We'll see.
Isn't
we'll
the
see.
definition of democracy ending like we have a system that we've all agreed on how we decide who wins, and then when someone wins, we just decide to nope, that was wrong. It wasn't how we wanted. So we're gonna.
Oh yeah,
like, that's
socialism
kind
takes
of
over.
the-
That's the end of democracy.
It's supposed to be like you play by the rules, and then when that happens,
if
you
you
do
probe
something.
if you probe deeper into the thought process, I'm sure there's going to be
Oh,
some Russia collusion, and there's going to be
Sure,
the
yeah.
Facebook. Russia was all over Facebook,
Sure,
and that definitely
sure.
affected the
What
election.
would they have said if he had won? It just would have been like, oh, yep, everything was right. We all knew it.
Yeah, it's-
No, he scares the shit out of the establishment and continues to.
yeah.
There's a nice little power structure sitting there, and he came in going, "Look out, power structure! I'm here, the Donald."
And it is fucking with what is just the swamp, what they call the swamp, just par for the course, going about your day, and all of a sudden there's a giant wrecking ball with bad hair who thinks he's the shit, and he's just fucking up the day to day around there.
God, it'd be funny if Donald had to live the life of like he's so ugly. and all that shit. You know what I mean? His
No
hair
name
is
calling E. No,
his hair. He's such a fucking. If he had to like one day live unrich, but in that body, and not be able to fuck the best chicks, you know, and have the best meals, what would he like think about that? 'Cause
Oh
he
my
just
God, yeah.
You know,
he just saw him walking down Woodward one day.
Just Joe Schmo.
Just
all
Joe
of a sudden
Schmo.
it didn't matter. He was
saddling up to a bar somewhere.
Yeah, at the end of the rail, just blathering on and on about how he got fucked. The game's rigged. Never had a chance. I went to a shit school. Nobody cared. Mom died when I was young. Dad was a junkie alcoholic.
Oh, Don.
Yeah, it's poor Don. Do you care? By the way, the last thing. Do you care really? Because it sounds good on paper, but it's like I've never thought what Japan thinks of us. It doesn't bother me that much. What Germany thinks of America or Japan, or it's like,
Well, I mean,
it's
you know,
nice.
you want to have
wanna be
strategic
liked.
allies. It's more than that. You want to have
global
good,
economy now, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. But I've just never thought about it. Like, oh God, I hope Japan doesn't get upset at this.
Yeah, I don't think Trump has ever thought about that either.
Yeah, it's more his job than mine. But it's just not a thought I've ever thought. Like, I hope Italy's cool with this. I really do.
No, you certainly can't live your life like that or lead the country like that.
Rule.
but it does have to be. It's a concern, man. I mean, it's as he said, global economy, and obviously, you know, you have Iran chirping now, and so
Yeah.
Iran, whatever, they're chirping, and you see, oh shit, you know, something could happen at any moment. And,
Yeah.
you gotta have friends around the world.
I agree, and I'll tell you what, Jay, and I would expect you will do the same. We're going to take the high road here, and if Dumb and Dumber 3 or 4 comes out, we'll go see it. If Jeff has
I don't know,
something
after 2,
out there,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not
Well,
gonna see it.
if Jeff has something that you would,
Of course I would. I watched
you would, right?
the
Yeah.
HBO
You
show.
wa- no,
He's
I'm
really
I
good,
bring
man.
that
He's
up
great.
because he won't come on our show.
I know.
But
He's
Well-
great, and I love the Purple Rose Theater. I recommend it to anybody.
I highly recommend it as well. It is a and it's so unique.
Mm-hmm.
It's a unique layout. It's very intimate. There's some dynamite shows they put on. They put a lot of work and money into that, and Jeff's there a
Quality.
lot. It's very much quality. And you and I went there with Beth and Gab a few years
That's
ago.
right,
and
we
saw-
did. Yeah, we saw him.
We saw him and his son Ben, who I hadn't seen since he was fucking, a little kid running around the golf course in Ann Arbor for the
I
charity
thought
thing.
we simply saw his one-man show, but maybe I'm
I thought
mistaken
didn't
on
his
that.
son? I thought his son Ben came out and jammed a little bit too.
I don't believe so, but then I have seen probably 3 or 4 just other plays there, and it's friggin' awesome. I mean, you're
Yeah.
just sitting, 8 feet away from the main actors doing their thing.
Well, usually you have a stage.
Thespians.
You have a stage, and you've got it's just a smaller, like in the round kind of vibe. It's really cool. They just do. It's just quality, and it's right there on the main strip. So there's awesome restaurants and
Chelsea.
bars right there. Yeah,
Chelsea's
Chelsea.
nice.
Sure is.
Hey, before we move on, Mike, get a 2-pack of My Pillows premiums for $69.98. That's only $34.99 per pillow, which is the lowest price ever offered on podcast, radio, or TV. This offer is only available at mypillow.com. Use promo code TDC for the very best discount.
Is there a rumor floating around that Mr. Lindell might?
There is a rumor.
Might pop on this show.
He
again?
might have time for us in the coming days.
I hope so. I love talking to
This
him.
is Mike Lindell. Can you hear me?
Yeah. My wife's really gonna be upset about this.
My wife's really going to be upset about this.
Steve Croft. Do you know the name Steve Croft?
I do, and why am I blanking right now?
I know it's one of those, right? Right? It'd be like, let's see
Steve
here.
Croft, shit.
If
just
I
heard
said
this
Morley
yesterday.
Safer,
I feel like Steve. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mike
Steve Croft.
Wallace.
Yes, 60 Minutes.
60 Minutes. Okay, so one of the, highest rated, most watched news program in the country, probably for 50 years. I think this is their 51st year, and they just had their Sunday, 2 days ago, I guess, was their final their season finale or whatever. And Croft has been there for 30 years. He's been working there. Does a lot. I mean, he's won every award. You haven't even heard of some of the prestigious things he's won. Peabody's and all that kind of stuff too. But he announced his retirement. Not today, don't worry. He's going to be back over the summer doing some stuff, and then they've got a big in September. They're going to celebrate his 50-year career as a journalist, a special tribute to Stephen Croft. And it's funny, reading some stories about him, and they're like, when he comes to 60 Minutes, they're like, he joined a journalist murderers row. You know what I mean? Like in Mike Wallace, Morley Safer, Harry Reasoner, Ed Bradley. Andy would have been there, right?
Sure.
Andy.
I don't know. I mean, why do people? His fucking eyebrows.
Why would anyone use the internet?
His
There's a
eyebrows are
library.
growing into his ear. You could braid his ear and eyebrow hair.
I know we've had this discussion probably 50 times in the last 4 years.
Probably.
Is he dead?
Yes.
He did die.
Man.
You know, right?
I think he
Would you
did.
bet E's life on it that
I
he's
would.
dead?
Andy Rooney dead? Question mark.
Born? Does the dash have anything after it?
Dude died 2011, man.
Oh, okay.
You guys had the exact same conversation.
I
Probably
said
5 months
50
ago.
times. I said 50 times.
I know,
you probably
but
had this.
even the
How about
dead
Mickey
one.
Rooney's while we're on Rooney's?
I think Mickey was recently
Mickey Rooney
died because I remember reading stories about what a pig he was.
recently, as in 5 years ago.
Yeah, that would have been
April
recent
6th,
enough.
2014.
That counts.
Okay.
5 years. I'd say if anyone died since 2010, I'd say that's close enough.
Okay.
Fine. You want to do 5 years? That dude, we were doing the show 5 years ago.
April 6th, 2014.
Name someone
Down
else.
goes Rooney.
Name someone else. Let's see. And then we got to take. We got to. And this is just
Well,
a death
Mr.
pool,
Fred Rogers. He's
he
dead.
just died.
Yeah. Someone close. Ed Asner. Ed Asner.
Ed Asner.
Dead. Ed Asner appears to be living.
Oh, very good. Congrats, Ed. Hope life is going well for you. Who was I thinking of? Like, who's the guy that was in the original Pet Cemetery? Sat on the porch.
Oh, absolutely. Herman Munster.
Yeah, Herman Munster. Is Herman Munster still alive?
Fred. What was his name?
Just do Herman Munster. Fingers crossed. I liked him in that. Oh,
He was great.
Sometimes the dead ought to be left to the dead.
Fred Gwynn.
Is that his name?
Yeah, that's his name, man. Is he dead?
Please be alive.
Died. 1993, man.
Damn it. What? Wait, wasn't he in...
Boy, he was perfectly cast as a frickin' Frankenstein, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Man.
Was he the judge in...
Yeah.
Yep. What?
My Cousin Vinny.
My Cousin Vinny. I love that movie. Oh, I love My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah, he's listed mainly as The Munsters, Pet Cemetery, My Cousin Vinny, The Munsters.
When did My
Car
Cousin...
54, Where Are You?
My Cousin Vinny, that was been like
1992.
92. So he died a year later. Did you say 93?
93, yep.
Wow,
Man.
I didn't. When he was at the bench, I did not get the feeling
He looked
that,
strong and vital,
oh,
didn't he?
yeah, had his wits about him. I did not see that coming
No.
at all. So I wanted Steve Kroft retiring. Do I care that much? Not really. But I wanted to bring it up because he did an announcement at the end of the show, like leaving, and I wanted E to play it and see if he's retiring for the right reasons. You know, these guys, we often think, you've hung on too long. Why aren't you on a beach somewhere?
Yeah.
You know, and so usually it's like, I want to thank all my friends and colleagues and all the blah, 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 and I'll miss you, and, you know, good night. So here's his.
And tonight's broadcast on a personal note. After 50 years in journalism, 40 years at CBS News, and 30 years at 60 Minutes, it doesn't seem possible, I've decided to retire. It's been a difficult decision, one that I've considered at the end of each of the past 4 seasons. Now feels like the right time. As my good friend and colleague Morley Safer advised me a few days before he passed away, don't stay too long. There are still some things I'd like to do that I haven't done. I'm not getting any younger. I want to leave while I still have all of my marbles, the energy to enjoy life, and the curiosity to pursue some different things. I've done nearly 500 stories for this broadcast, and that has taken up most of the past 30 years of my life. It's been a tremendously rewarding experience, and I want to thank you for watching what is still the best news program.
Quit and go
on
meet
television.
my family.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Is that what he's saying,
Dude,
basically?
I would absolutely leave under those circumstances. Dude's
Yeah.
been there forever.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Leave while you have all your marbles, sir.
For sure. I thought it was interesting that he's like, I want to pursue other things. I'm still healthy enough to go do that, and I'm still curious enough to want to blah, blah, blah. Like, he's admitting, like, yeah, it's time to just get off the fucking stage and go live a life, an
Yeah,
actual
man.
life.
Dude, that totally resonates with me.
See, the only thing I have a problem with, 10 years ago, you should have done that.
Oh,
Like, why are you
yeah,
doing
yeah.
it at 78?
I know.
The money they would have been making at 60 Minutes as major correspondents on the biggest news program in America.
Better late than never, though, right?
Yeah,
I mean, we'd be dogging this dude if he died tomorrow. And
Yeah.
we'd be like, what the hell were you even doing working, man?
We do it all the time. We look at someone but you and I don't understand why. Like, Dan Gilbert, what are you doing? You've got fucking $4 billion. Why are you doing anything?
I know.
Like, you're a young dude. He's like fucking barely older than us. It's like, what are you doing?
Some people are driven.
It's like, you want to build a city? Why? You fucking majors. Sayonara.
By the way, that 60 Minutes, 50 Years of 60 Minutes by Jeff Fagan, did you ever read that one?
I have it.
I read that. That's really good, man.
Oh, yeah.
Fagan, whatever his name is. But
he's a producer? Long-time producer? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one. It's a nice coffee table book, too. Lots of good pictures in it.
Yeah, and it just covers the entire history of yeah.
And stories like, oh, shit, yeah, I remember that. Just
do they go behind the scenes like, oh, what you didn't see?
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Really? Wow. I should do it. I take it personally when we request an interview and they're like, nah, we can't do it. I'm like, oh, good. Then I don't have time to read your fucking book. Screw you, dick licker. How you like that? And I'm sure they felt that.
Yeah.
They really did.
Definitely.
It wasn't self-defeating at all. It was a shot that they needed to feel, and they felt it because now they know. I didn't fucking read the book, but I did walk by it 1,000 times going, God damn it, I don't want to fucking open the book.
It's good. You should check it out.
Yeah, I will.
Hey, everybody, Hamlin Pub, check them out as well. They recently rolled out a new menu. Try their new culinary creations, which include Southwest Cobb salad, candied Brussels sprouts, delicious, Korean steak tacos, delicious, chicken share, a little messy. Yeah. Got to be honest, it's a lot of sandwich.
You're going to require a wet nap.
Or the big brisket sandwich, or you could start your day with an award-winning Backyard Mary Bloody Mary, of course. These are good at all 5 Hamlin Pubs locations, those being Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and the 2 in Shelby Township.
Very good. Are you guys watching any of the NBA basketball?
Dude, I did watch a little bit last night, and I like the Warriors, man.
Yeah, they're a fun
really
team,
like
man.
them. I usually don't like dynasties like that. They usually start to irk me.
Yeah.
But the older I get, I just appreciate friggin' talent.
Right?
I've stopped hating on guys.
Yeah.
Like I did when I was a young man.
Healthier for you.
It is, definitely.
Stop hating on everything that's good.
Dude, back in the day, I would have hated Steph Curry. Just hated him.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's like, fuck, man, the guy's amazing.
He's amazing.
Just watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
And Draymond Green, had he not been a Spartan, I would have hated him.
How fun is Draymond Green to watch?
It's the best.
I've even gotten into like watching ESPN after, because I usually just record it and watch it late, and so I have a couple hours of extra, and so I get the ESPN post game shit.
Yeah.
And having like these experts who have played the game break down like what makes Draymond Green the only guy in the NBA that's capable of this, and how special is he?
He does everything.
And them pinpointing and freezing, and watch this guy go here. Watch Draymond's head. Look at him. Notice it. Knows that this guy's, and you're like, holy fuck.
Draymond Green was the first player back when he was in college where somebody assigned to him the phrase, he's got a high basketball IQ. And you hear that a lot now.
Sure.
But I remember thinking, like, that's stupid. But when you watch him, the dude fucking has a high basketball IQ.
Well, it's crazy. You don't realize, or I didn't anyways, like how much they're doing on the floor as a like, watch Steph Curry. He doesn't stop running. He fucking runs like it.
Like Rip Hamilton.
Yes, like Rip Hamilton. I would be so annoyed if someone had me cover him. I'd be like, fuck this guy, dude.
And all he needs is a sliver of daylight.
A sliver. You give him a sliver of daylight, and it's like, whoosh, bang, 3.
Yeah.
Can they not widen that gap between the fucking out of bounds and the 3-point line in the corners? It seems like these guys got to tippy toe into the corner to fucking.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
It is kind of badass, but. Yeah, they are a fun. That's it. They're a fun team to watch. Draymond is amazing, and seeing guys go down, and it's like
it's an amazingly assembled team. And to think that they're going to get KD and Cousins back.
Yeah, they didn't have Iguodala or whatever last night either.
Out.
So all these young kids came in, don't miss a beat. And if you just like sports and competition and good games, like if your team blows someone out, that's all you can watch that till the end. It's great, but the rest of the country doesn't give a shit. But when you get these games that are overtime,
did you see
coming
the
down
halftime
the wire,
score of that game? I think it was 69-67 at the half.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's like an all-star game or something.
And
these guys just couldn't miss.
Yeah, and the refs pointing out or the announcers like, oh boy, that's got to be discouraging if you put up 69 points for Portland and you're up by 2.
Yeah.
That doesn't bode well because they were shooting lights out and Golden State wasn't. I mean, they were shooting much less percentage-wise, but yeah, it was a good series. I know it doesn't sound like it was a sweep, but it was a really fun series to watch.
2 huge comebacks by the Warriors.
3. They were down
right.
by 15 or 18 points in all 3 of the last games.
That's like nothing in the NBA anymore, you know?
Isn't
like
that wild?
A few years ago, Isis and I pinpointed that. We're like, you know what? Does a 15-point lead even matter in the NBA? When we were kids, like, oh, done, over.
Done, shut
no
it
way
off.
you can come back.
Yeah.
Now it's just, that's how NBA goes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. And you wonder what that's about. Like, why? It's like this team's getting their ass kicked, and then all of a sudden for 5 minutes, the other team goes on a 17-2 run. You're like, what? Why? What changed?
Dude,
what the hell happened?
Just these guys are just unbelievable shooters. When you come out of the college season used to watching college games, and then you go back to watching NBA, you're just like, wow, these guys can shoot.
Oh, and the distances, dude. They're like one-upping each other all the time. It's like, the three-point line, I know that's 10 feet up there, but fuck it, why not from back here? And they're banging them, man. Yeah, it's fun to watch. It's fun. So before, though, the Warriors swept them, they've got a ritual, I guess they do. Did you hear about this? Where I guess Kevin Durant stands in the middle of them, and the guys all huddle around him, and they do some fucking huddle thing.
I've heard of this. I've not seen it.
Yeah, well, Kevin Durant's not there because he's got this calf muscle issue. And so one day they're like, fuck, what do we put in the middle? I gotta get something. And so they grabbed a mop, and they put a mop in there and rally around the mop. And then one day it was a basketball. And so Steph Curry last night, like, grabbed some guy that's standing there, and he's like, get in the middle.
No way.
And he's a reporter from, like, Portland area, the Oregonian. And I guess he's a pretty well-known Jeffrey C. Arnold. And then in the post-game, do you have the post-game, E? Yeah. When, so he sits down, and they've got Draymond at the mic, and this guy he asks the first question, and Draymond recognizes him, like, hey, man, you are Lucky Charm and shit. Go ahead, E.
Draymond, can you talk about...
It was good luck today.
Are you guys going to fly me down for the finals?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll hold you to that.
I'll pay for the ticket myself.
So let's
get together after this is over.
Hey, Raymond, I got to buy his flight to the finals. Right here.
So he can stand in
I
the middle.
I pay for your hotel, though.
I pay for your hotel, though.
I can do that.
All right, respect.
All right.
Respect.
That's
So, yeah,
awesome.
I guess Draymond's paying for his ticket to go down there. Why not?
It's like you and I flipping a guy a quarter.
So,
you need
can I have
quarter?
a penny?
Here you go.
Yeah, sure. And yo, Raymond, you got a penny? I owe this guy a penny. It'd be less than that. Flight to the finals, $1,000 round trip for him.
Draymond Green. Isn't that the name that Chris Rock identified as the blackest name on the planet?
Draymond Green. Might have been.
This guy's name is Draymond Green.
That's so funny. I remember because I remember as a Spartan fan, you talking about Draymond Green. And it was like, you're always trying to identify, like, who's going to be the guy that can go to the next level and, like, make a fucking statement. And I think you thought he would do really well. I don't know if you thought he'd do this well.
Oh, God. I didn't think he'd do this well, but I knew he was a player for sure.
Yeah.
He's a second-round pick, I think, of theirs. And I thought, like, yeah, that's what happens when you stay 4 years in college, you know?
Yeah.
You lose some value. You're not identified as this guy who can make a difference. But, man, he just does it all.
And second-round picks, a lot of it sounds good. Second-round picks don't even fucking make the team.
Yeah, they're almost throwaways.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so few slots. Basketball, it's unreal to think about. But yeah, he is just fun as shit to watch. So,
and for an American sport, it is pretty amazing.
What's that?
That NBA for an American sport.
Well, I know. Fucking soccer. We're not getting into soccer, dude. I thought it was crazy too. Did you see that AAA game last night?
I heard about it.
Diamondbacks AAA franchise
Like
versus the Mariners.
30 runs or something.
33 runs on 39 hits. But dude,
39 hits.
yeah, 10 home runs, 16 walks. Yasmani Thomas, obviously none of us know him, had 4 home runs in the game on 4 pitches.
What?
First pitch, bang. First pitch, next at bat, bang. 4 pitches, 4 home runs. He outshines Matt Scherzer, who hit for the fucking cycle, and no one gives a shit. Guy's never had more than fucking 2 home runs in a year. He hits a single, double, triple homer, and they're like, whatever. Guy had 4 home runs on 4 pitches. It's crazy. They said the last time there was someone in a game hit 4 home runs in a professional baseball game, 4 home runs in a cycle by different guys. You have to go back to like Lou Gehrig in the 30s or some shit. Whenever Lou Gehrig was, but
that was pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys realize that All in the Family and the Jeffersons is coming back tomorrow? They're remaking All in the Family and the Jeffersons.
What?
Yes. You haven't heard of this?
I did hear about this. It's it has what's his name still involved, right? The old guy that created it.
Not sure about that, but they're live. ABC.
There's some big names too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Woody Harrelson and Marissa Tomei will play Archie and Edith, in All in the Family, while Kerry Washington, Jamie Foxx, and Wanda Sykes are playing the Jeffersons.
How can you do Archie in
Dude.
Oh, I know. In this
any
day and age,
capacity?
right? How can you do him justice, right?
I mean, what is he gonna be?
The special will recreate an original episode from each of the Emmy Award-winning series.
So it's gonna be one that they did?
Yeah.
He's gonna say things that Archie said.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I might want to watch.
Norman Lear does it say anything about Norman Lear? Is he involved in that? He's the
yes.
guy.
Norman Lear's All in the Family Jefferson teams with Kimmel. So
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel is
That's right.
presenting live 90-minute primetime event.
So it's a one-time thing.
Yep. Isn't that wild?
It is.
Executive producers Brent Miller, Will Ferrell, Adam McKay, and Justin Theroux.
That's a great group right there. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they pull that off because some of the content wouldn't. I'm trying to think of specifically because I have like an All in the Family box set upstairs and it's watchable today. It
dude,
is.
I know that was an unbelievable show. I can't think of a single plot line though. I can just picture Archie sitting there with Meathead ripping on him.
Yeah.
You know, ripping on Meathead's friend Lionel, and that's the crossover, right? Lionel Jefferson. Is that the deal? Lionel and Meathead were friends.
Maybe, but I know.
And the Jeffersons maybe lived
Sherman,
down the street and ran the cleaner, right?
Laundromat or something. Yeah, but he would sometimes be in the living room with.
I think you're right.
Archie, right?
Yeah,
and they'd be
right.
getting into it. So Archie's just like an old school old man in his rocking chair.
Racist asshole.
Yeah, just not socially aware. And then you've got this hippie generation, which is Meathead, who's the douche now. He hates Trump more than anything. What the hell's his name? Meathead?
Reiner?
Yeah, Rob Reiner.
Yeah.
And so you've got him and the his girl, his fiance or whatever,
Right.
the Archie's daughter.
Archie's daughter,
And they're
yeah.
just like fucking peace, man, and love, hippies, hell yeah, no bombs,
Yeah,
the war,
so it's this
anti-war.
culture clash is kind of the main
Yeah.
theme of the thing. You've got the old school Archie and Edith is just, waiting. Oh, Archie.
Dude, it's a funny show, man.
That's right. They're sitting at the piano
screaming, singing at the piano. How do you recreate that?
They'll do it.
I mean-
Marissa Tomei and Woody Harrelson, man.
Marissa could probably pull it off. She's fantastic. Yeah, I'm trying right now to think of some of the moments from that show though that were like that today would be like, oh shit, he just said that, and nothing's popping out to me, but I know those exist.
Well, he
Like,
just, the colored people and just
The colours.
outmoded shit.
yeah.
It wasn't like the N-word or anything like that, but
No, but Negro probably was thrown around, or there would definitely be reference. I don't know if they would say fag, but the fags or something. He might have had references to like
yeah.
they wouldn't
probably
have been
called
very
him girly man or something.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be uncouth. It's not going to be woke, that's for sure. But that's Archie. That's the character.
How does Twitter respond to the dude? This is
This is
purposely
bad,
done.
though,
This
you
is
know?
triggering. This is going to be triggering to
Yeah,
people,
but
and you're doing it on purpose.
I have to believe there are episodes, and they're going to recreate one of these where Archie got his comeuppance, right? Where Archie was put in place by the more woke view.
But still,
and
this
that
could be.
I know. Woody will take some heat for playing this character.
Not like that, but like Mike's right. Like I wonder if they're just doing this, so then we can go. Like it's probably on TV, like the channel, the old fucking
TV Land or
TV
something.
Land right now. But they could be like, oh, if we do this, we can like shine light on this shit, and it'll be.
I hope it's not to send a political message like, see the old white racist gets his comeuppance at the end of the day by the
that's
woke
what the
bays.
show was about, though. It really was.
Yeah, but people love Archie, not Meathead.
Yeah, but the whole theme of the
Meathead was
show
not a
was showing
hero.
Archie, dude, you're unwoke, essentially. But this was back in the late 70s, early 80s, right?
Right. Or I don't even know if it tapped into the 80s.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
just late 70s?
Yeah, I thought it was just mid 70s. But
How about Fox as George Jefferson? Picture him walking
Jamie
in.
Foxx?
Yeah, doing that walk.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, I could watch the trailer of him doing the Tyson thing, talking about Tyson movie. I could watch that 1,000 times over. It's so good. Jamie Foxx is really good.
And who is the maid in the Jeffersons? She's awesome. She's the best character.
Oh, yeah, the one that kind of doesn't take shit.
Yeah, totally. Florence. Yeah, she's basically like, yeah, get your own shit.
Yeah.
Even though
I'm here
she's
to do
the maid.
this. I ain't fucking... Yeah, she fought with Jefferson a lot.
All the time.
Yeah.
Sassy, back-talking, wisecracking maid.
The Jeffersons, that was a black woman and a white...
No, there was Wheezy, man.
Oh, Weezy. Who am I thinking of? Was it the Jeffersons' best friends?
Yes,
And he had
Lenny
that-
Kravitz's mom was in that. That was the woman. Yeah. And,
Yes.
And George would always rip on them.
Yes.
As creating an Oreo and all that. I mean, he was pretty.
Yeah.
He was the counter to Archie.
And it was weird. Like you would see, like, dude, think about how, I don't know, progressive an idea. You have a black female and a big white dude as a couple in
Tom,
the 70s.
right?
Yeah, something like that. Like you could even see like a black guy and a white woman. Wouldn't that be more commonplace probably even then?
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, to throw that into a fucking sitcom in the 70s.
I know.
That's, yeah. And play off it? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. I'll watch it. When is that, tomorrow?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, God. Does Johnny Depp ever get sick of being in the fucking news?
Boy.
Reading some of these things. Do you ever, what does your gut tell you about what we've heard? Because,
Amber Heard.
yeah. Amber Heard, Johnny Depp.
Yeah, my gut is that it was probably a really just combustible relationship, and both of them probably threw glasses at each other. And
yeah.
He's a cocksucker, is my gut.
I know.
I read a long Vanity Fair on him maybe
Yeah.
a year ago, and it's like, dude, you're just so out of touch.
Mm-hmm. And that's where it's gotten, where it's
And
so
do you think
obvious.
Elon Musk would put up with an Amber Heard the way he describes Amber Heard? Because she moved on to Elon. I know Elon's a weird dude too.
And I think they broke up.
Okay.
I think Elon and her did. But, yeah, I
You know
don't
what
know.
I mean? Do you think Elon would put up with
No.
a character like that?
But Elon's a fucking weirdo, too. So
Sure
who
is.
knows?
He sure
I mean,
is.
like, fucking weird.
Legit.
But, yeah, Johnny Depp. Johnny's always loved that bad boy. He's going to destroy a hotel room. He wanted to be a rock star. He wanted to live the fucking Led Zeppelin, The Who lifestyle. And he got stuck, couldn't make his band.
Instead, I'm an actor.
I'm a fucking actor making $1 billion. Remember that Vanity Fair piece you're talking about went through all his finances and the lawyer, and it's
He's
just
so clueless as to what he
disgusting.
has.
It's like, well, why don't you just take my fucking soul while you're at it? They're like, Johnny, you owe $400 million, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, just when do we get paid for the Pirates coming in? That's $68 million. Yeah, well, that'll help.
Yeah.
Why don't you just take my soul then? It's like, dude, they're booking movies just so you can get paid $20 million a piece, $40 million, $50 million in a year. And it's like, and you're still outspending it. You really need $200,000 in wine a month delivered to the house.
He's spending like he was a multi-billionaire, and
Right.
he was just so foolish to not realize, like, dude, you got to be on some sort of budget here. I get it. You've got like $100 million in the bank, but come on, man. You can't buy too many islands.
I thought it was interesting that he countersued her for defamation, right? She wrote this big thing, like, I was abused when I was younger. I know what it's like. Blah, blah. And she didn't name his name, but, everyone knew who she was talking about. And he's like, fuck you, that's defamation. Sues her for $50 million. And they countersue, and so now we're getting more details about shit. And remember we'd heard, like, he cut his finger off, I can't remember, with a bottle or something, and then he wrote on the wall, like,
Yeah.
fuck you, bitch.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Billy Bob Thornton. He thought she was banging Billy Bob Thornton or something. But he saw,
Really?
yeah, yeah. And so he's going, no, that's not what happened. I did not cut my finger off. He said she got mad. What Johnny says happened is my lawyer came in to have her, to discuss with her signing a post-nuptial agreement. And she fucking went off the deep end and starts whipping fucking bottles at me. And my hand was on the table, and one of the vodka bottles hit my hand, crushed the bone, and the glass took the tip of my fucking finger off.
And we remember pictures of that.
Yeah. He had MRSA 3 times. Almost died, Jay. Yeah. He said, that's what happened. I did not fucking cut my own fingertip.
So what is this? What am I looking at?
I mean, I guess this is what I
That's-
looked up.
That's not the same one, but that's part of their
Okay,
shit.
well, I mean, when
Part
I
of
looked up-
what?
when-
Like
I
his
think it's
art
right-
in the house or whatever, his creation.
this-
Oh, that's
but the
art.
blood on the
Okay.
wall.
I didn't.
I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
right over here. I think that's blood right there.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
There's another one where he writes like Billy Bob or
Okay.
something, something along that. We saw it. So she threw this giant, large glass vodka bottle, and that's what did it. But anyways, and so he says that he was in Australia. We heard that. I think fucking the comedian was there that time. Doug Stanhope was there for part of that encounter. Anyways, he says he suffered an onset injury because that's when it happened. They were in Australia, and he had to fly home. They've got a budget of $250 million for this movie, this huge thing. It's cost $70 million to fly him home, have him treated by doctors, and blah blah blah.
$70 million.
$70 million, yeah. So the movie ended up going to $320 million. And so by all the delays, all the staff that are fucking put on hold because
Right.
Depp's not available. So he delivered those 794 million that thing made. So Heard's claim in the declaration said to conceal the fact that her domestic violence against me caused me grievous bodily injury. Ms. Heard has concocted various shifting false stories claiming I cut off my own finger, first in the midst of our divorce case. Ms. Heard caused to be leaked a fake story that I cut off my finger by punching a hole in the wall. Yeah, and then her lawyers are like, counter, whatever. Who knows what the true story is? It's probably a little of both. I love this one, though.
Wasn't her thing, like, she had a iPhone print on her face?
Yeah. Well, he claims that she's painted bruises on her face.
Oh, my God. But the allegation from her was she's on her phone and he comes up and just whacks her in the head.
Or he threw it at her, and it whacked her in that. Or it was away from her, and he bam.
But it ended up being an iPhone 10.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Even if that was a paint job, makake job, I mean, it really looked like an iPhone. It
was like the cartoons
head.
where somebody takes a waffle iron to a guy's head.
Sure. So he's got 5 connected penthouses that he owns, right?
Why?
The images are shared, and then text messages too from employees. Like this one works for the couple, one works in the building, and they're calling it PH5, Penthouse 5 in text. We've got an incident in PH5. Good morning, sir. So Johnny destroyed Amber's closet, and there's some other damage to PH5. You're the person I should talk to about that, correct? And so Kevin works in the building. Yeah, okay, I'll deal with that situation. The other one, and then she comes back. Insanity, just fucking insanity. So you can only imagine what these guys are going through. So she says 2 days before Christmas 2015, chased her around the home, dragged her by her hair up the stairs, hit her repeatedly, causing lumps on her scalp to come out and clumps of hair, hoping to avoid violence. I love these. Hoping to avoid the violence, I tried to calm Johnny down and then went upstairs to try to remove myself from the situation. Mm-hmm. Sure you did. Right. You're just a little princess.
You motherfucker.
Johnny followed me, hit me in the back of the head, grabbed me by my hair again. At the top of the stairs, Johnny shoved me twice. I told Johnny that he'd broken my wrist just to try to make him stop. Johnny kept hitting me each time he knocked me down. I chose to react by simply standing up and looking him in the eye.
That's all.
And then he responded, "Oh, you think you're a fucking tough guy?" He started screaming at her. He reeled back and he headbutted me in my face and bashed my nose.
Man.
I instantly started tearing up, and I told Johnny I wanted to leave him and I'd call the police if he ever touched me again. He reacted by grabbing me by the shoulder, pushing me to the ground, and punching me in the back of the head and screaming at me something like, "I fucking will kill you! I'll fucking kill you, you hear me?" Chunks of my hair everywhere.
Oh, fucking Christ.
The fight continued on the bed, where Depp got on top of me with his knee in my back and the other foot on the bed frame, while repeatedly punching me in my head and screaming as loudly as I've ever heard him scream, "I fucking hate you!" For a while, I could not scream or breathe. I worried Johnny was in blacked out state, unaware of what he was doing, that he could actually kill me. She doesn't remember how the fight ended, but she thought he'd kill her. And then this is the best. And this tells you really everything you need to know about what kind of protections and people are around these people and what poor Jonathan's going through. So she describes a morning in May of 2014. She and a visibly intoxicated Depp, he's clutching a bottle of champagne or boarding a private jet in the morning. It's nice. Shit-faced. Going from Boston to L.A. Once on the flight, Depp ordered the flight attendants to give him an oxygen tank and continued to drink heavily. Johnny's handlers told me that he was upset that I was filming a movie with a romance scene in it with James Franco the day before, a movie called The Adderall Diaries. I knew these fuckers got jealous when their girl was hooking up with someone else on set.
I know, right?
Franco.
Soon, Johnny began to throw objects at me. Instead of reacting to his behavior, I simply moved seats. That didn't stop him. He pushed a chair at me as I walked by, yelled at me, taunted me. I mean, he just kept going, "James Franco! James Franco!"
What a mess, man.
At some point, I stood up and Johnny kicked me in the back, causing me to fall over. Johnny threw his boot at me while it's on the ground. Come on. Insult to injury, you know. You got to take your boot off and throw it at her while she's on the ground. Johnny continued to scream obscenities until he went into the plane bathroom, passed out, and locked himself in there for the remainder of the flight.
Oh my God, the amount of money I would pay to have. No offense, not that I want to see a woman get beat, but like to see the scene in this plane, like, but there's no pilot, like, it's just on some private plane. He's just like, yep, just
full on absurdity.
Just going forward, just get to Boston.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you guys that, like, at some point we hear about this shit all the time, and it's like, I'm just doing my dusting. It's like you've got a guy beat savagely, if it's true, savagely beating the shit out of someone. Like, isn't there a fucking like a sky waitress or a
or the damn maid who allegedly saw people at Jackson's little fortress there, saw him doing that to kids, and you didn't report it? What?
It's like there must be something so. They just love the artist, and they probably get perks that are a
well,
big
they're working
fucking,
through some things, and
right.
not my business.
You know what? If Michael's like, oops, I think the maid saw me butt fucking that kid after I spit in his butthole. Remember that was a fact.
Yes, that
was a fact. He had the kid on all fours and spit in his.
Trying to forget that one.
He's trying to gape.
Thank you.
He was gaping, and then he spit in his butthole.
Those ones are even different. Like the
You'd have to pay that chick off with something, though,
that
right?
One
Trip
though,
to Disneyland for the fam or something.
Terrible. Because it's a
Monstrous.
fucking kid. There's something about the relationship. If you're there with these guys enough, if you're there with Depp and this Amber enough, maybe they're just fighting all the fucking time.
Probably.
Like, dude, they're both fighting. It's not like he is just.
Yeah, but if you see like physical violence,
I get
like
it. I'm
that,
just look
bottles being whipped.
Right.
Think about that, dude. Think about your existence. I mean, someone's just whipping fucking bottles against the walls, and fingers are coming off.
Why can't you just? Is it just you're an actor? Obviously, he has an immense ego. Obviously, Johnny Depp has this immense ego, but it's like. Why would you just not want to be in a situation where you're yelling and even if everything he says is
angry
true
drunk,
about her,
man,
like,
angry drunk.
I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem in a lot of those cases is for the Michael Jackson one. No one, I don't think anyways, has said I walked in and saw him penetrating a fucking child. What they see is the two of them in the bathtub, and then there's wet underwear, little boy underwear and Michael's underwear on the ground. I found fucking little boy underwear in this fucking drawer, and child porn magazines, like an art piece in his room, and him holding hands and giving kisses, and like
Can't connect the dots.
Can't connect the dots, but it's not like, well, what did you see, ma'am? I saw wet underwear on the ground outside the bathtub. It's like, okay, and. Well, I'm sure he fucking came in his butt 2 minutes earlier, too, but I didn't see it.
Wow.
I went in to clean up the mess afterwards. You know what I mean? And so that's where, I think that's the discrepancy. That's the only thing where it's like, this is a great job. I live in this mansion. We go to Disneyland with the family and blah, blah, blah. We get all these toys. He takes care of my kids.
Going into denial.
And it's just like, benefit of the doubt, I'm going to grant him the benefit of the doubt, even though I know those are big boy shit streaks in that little boy's panties. You know what I mean? Like, I know it. I just know it.
Pecker tracks.
Here's the worst part about this, and I love this. So he's doing the James Franco, blah, blah, blah. And so he does all this for the win.
Right.
So Depp apparently apologized to her over text, writing, once again, I find myself in a place of shame and regret. Of course I am sorry. I really don't know why or what happened, but I will never do it again.
You probably might want to say never do it again. Maybe just like...
My illness somehow crept up and grabbed me. I must get better. Again, I am so sorry, so sorry. I love you, and I feel so bad for letting you down. Now, this is the key.
I love how, did you catch that? Not complete personal responsibility. My illness. It's my, I gotta.
You don't like that.
Take care of my illness.
Somehow crept up after my fourth bottle of vodka.
Amazing.
I know, right?
It crept up out of nowhere.
My demons were pulling at me.
I was just getting ready to board the plane. I could feel him just grab me by the
demons. Demons.
He came on board with us. It's like, no, dude, you were at home all night drinking fucking vodka all night. That's
an angry
working
drunk.
yourself up over the fact that...
Here's all you need. This is the greatest sentence ever fucking written, in my opinion.
Here we
go. This is what it's all about, and why this shit continues, and people turn the other way, and enable, right? So Johnny Depp's assistant, Stephen Deuters, messaged her and claimed, Johnny did not even remember what he'd done. When I told him he kicked you, he cried. He's a little lost boy and needs all the help he can get. So now he's the victim.
Yeah, absolutely.
You made him cry, Amber. You made him cry when he found out he kicked you. And he's a little lost boy. He's 58, 6 years old. What are you?
It's disgusting.
He's a little lost boy.
Pathetic.
And he needs all the help he can get. He's surrounded by handlers and yes men. He's fucking touted as one of the greatest thespians in movie ever. His record is undeniable. Like,
what a waste, man. Think of that guy.
Just,
what an amazing career he had. I mean, he went to heights nobody else had been to yet. What if he could like levitate out of his body right now and be completely sober and look at himself like that?
Yeah,
it's just tragic, man.
Well, yeah, you do like getting that overview look, and it's like right there that day. If I could not do what I was
Yeah.
about to do there that led to this, which led to 3 years more of this, like you would handpick certain moments. You got to think Depp would be, because I admired Johnny Depp. His career, I respected Johnny Depp because Johnny Depp he's a good looking fucking guy and could be the Teen Beat, Tiger Beat cover boy forever. He was, and he fucking hated it. 21 Jump Street, fuck you, I'm not doing it. You know, he didn't want to be that guy. He didn't want to be fucking Zach from Saved by the Bell. He wanted to be a legitimate actor. And so if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. And he picked fucking weirdo roles, dude, that didn't highlight how hot he was. Benny and June, you know, the fat mom and What's Eating Gilbert Grape. These are fucking, you know, all
Edward
the Tim
Scissorhands.
Burton shit. Edward Scissorhands purposely makes him look like a scarred up fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's a lot to be respected about the roles that he took to not be that guy.
Yeah.
And then to just be like, how do you fuck off $450 million, dude?
Incredible. Hey, speaking of money, does your money work as hard as you do, Isis? You'll spend upwards of 45 years working to support your lifestyle, provide for your family. Nah, he won't be providing for any family. And setting aside money for retirement, well, he might want to do that. Do you know if you'll be able to retire on your terms? How could you know, Isis, if you don't have a plan? Let Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial help to make sure your money is working as hard as you are. Call Mark today, 248-626-2000.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
I was going to take a quick break really quick, but did you see the video of the giraffe?
With his prosthetic
Jordans.
Prosthetic legs, right?
No, he just got shoes. He was born with wobbly legs or something, on back hands. And so they hooked him up with a sweet pair of Jordans, and now he's learning to walk and stuff.
I love giraffes, man.
They're the best.
They are.
Dude, I feel so bad because I did not respect the giraffe the way you did, and you really turned them on.
Yeah. They're great.
Really, it was like, no, look at this. No, really pay attention to the giraffe. And then when you find out they're fast as shit and can beat
They fight with their necks.
Oh, dude, they can fuck up a lion easy.
Absolutely.
They'll beat the dog shit out of a lion and outrun them, too.
And why are their tongues black, Isis?
The sun and the sunburn.
Yeah, they don't get sunburned.
That's right. And what is this on their head?
They're horns. They're horns.
And they're horned. Dude, they're horned. And they're ridiculous looking, yes.
Moreover, it's a huge choice where you cut that neck if you're going to taxidermy that son of a bitch, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just think, you could take it off right here, right at the base of the chin.
Ridiculous. You'd make a mask out of it? No. You'd have to keep good
Okay, you
8
take 8 feet of neck. Where are you putting that thing?
I don't care if it starts on your floor. It goes all the way up to the ceiling.
You'd have to.
Yeah, you'd have to have a house that can accommodate. You'd have to have at least 20-foot ceilings, right?
Yeah.
Where you could really, because you'd really want to get, because the neck does something weird where as it gets closer to the body, it really extends into those shoulders.
Right into the shoulders.
I mean, if you could, ideally, you'd take that thing right off there and just really.
I'd take the whole thing, man.
Yeah, why not take the whole thing?
Throw it in a corner somewhere.
Just get a baby one. Do it.
Like this guy with his shoes.
The little guy. He's just a little guy. That's Hassani. And I loved his parents too, Olivia and Dave.
Yes!
How dope is that?
Olivia and Dave. Dave's the perfect name for a giraffe.
Dave. They named their kid Hassani, but Olivia and Dave?
Yeah, I thought we were going to go down the road of all these African names when he said Hassani.
Yeah.
His mother.
Fufase.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Olivia
and Dave. Love it.
I want to see Dave and Olivia. But anyway, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll check him out, see how he's coming along in his new kicks.
Yeah.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
Alrighty. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Oh, I'm going to be the bearer of bad news, Jay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I just got a phone call while we're in the break. I'll give you one guess.
Can't make it.
I got a call from Dawn. She goes, I was like, hey, Dawn, what's going on? She's like, oh, nothing. How you doing? And I'm like, good. She's like, I'm sorry. I've got really bad news. Mike can't make it tomorrow to be on the show. I go, oh, okay. What's going on? She goes, he just yelled from his office. Tell the guys I'm really sorry, but I can't make it tomorrow. Have to reschedule.
That's so awesome.
Scream from his door. Tell the guys I'm really sorry.
It's so awesome. It's just so awesome to know where that office is, too. Like, we
I
all know where it is.
And where Dawn sits in relation to it.
Yes.
Tell the guys you got to cancel for tomorrow. And so finally I was like, hold on. What did we get bumped for?
Great question.
Isn't that a great follow-up?
Yes.
Thank you. That's what a journalist would do. Not just okay, I don't know. He feels like taking a nap more than talking to you losers.
Headed to Washington, isn't it? Washington.
She goes, well, she told me, but then I was like, can I say? And she's like, no. I was like, can I allude? And if Jay guesses, that's not my fault. I didn't say shit about where he's
Give
going.
me a hint.
What are we going to
Going to Washington.
He doesn't say it like that. He would say Washington. So, I mean, DC Comics I like.
Just going to DC.
DC shoes, those are still those skate shoes, right, Isis?
Yeah, they still make shoes. I think.
So DC is one hint. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to, you have freedom of speech. You can guess as to who he's meeting with personally. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Literally going to see Trump?
I don't know. I didn't say that. Fuck, whatever, man. I don't know shit. And then I was like, well, let's just do something next week.
Just do a 3-way call. What the hell?
There you go. Just
throw them both on.
What's up? I hear these guys are the best.
It's Mike Lindell. Can you hear me?
Yeah, dude.
President Trump, these are my guys.
These are my guys, yeah. These are my guys in Detroit. They're the best. I hear you guys are the
Mike
best.
Lindell, can you hear me?
My Don's really going to be upset about this. So,
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, so I was like, we'll just circle back next week. Can't do it next week. What? What's next week? He's going up to Canada to go hunting with the boys. He goes, like, fishing. He goes fishing with the nephew. I was like, I want to go fishing. I go, Dawn, one of these days we got to set it up where we spend the night with Mike Lindell on a fishing trip or a hunting trip or something. She goes, we have to. She goes, it's the best. The stories. She goes, last time he was there, he got a new trailer thing, and he's like immediately parked it in the lake and called. Was like, I don't even think I have insurance.
Do you remember that amphibious thing he had where he goes whipping down?
Oh, hell yeah!
It's on Twitter, and somebody standing on a dock is just filming land. And out from some bushes,
here comes
Mike Lindell on an amphibious vehicle.
On what looks like a one of one.
Yeah.
Like someone made that for him. He's just cooking.
Just comes whipping down land
and
into
then
water.
Right into water. Yeah. I don't even think I have insurance. And Dawn's like, yes, you don't, but we make sure to take care of it so that you're not leaving here with a fucking trailer, a new trailer without insurance. You have insurance.
Well, I mean, he basically got a new truck. What, because the windshield wiper fluid ran
It's out
out?
of fluid. Just throw it away and give me a new one. Throw it in the gutter and go buy another, as Easy E used to say. Can we watch the baby giraffe?
Yes. Put up the giraffe.
Yeah, this is, of course, the Hassani is the son to Dave and Olivia, young parents, Dave and Olivia. And he was born at the Woodland Park Zoo in Seattle, Washington, and he's learning to take his first steps now. He's got some custom-made shoes. He was heard saying, I want some Jordans or something. And so zookeepers wrapped his legs. The problem was his rear hooves hadn't properly aligned. They weren't properly aligned, so he's all wobbly-legged. So zookeepers wrapped his legs in a cast, and they wanted to straighten him before fitting him for a specially crafted footwear. And so this Kentucky vet travels a couple thousand miles to help the little guy get on his feet. It's known as a hyperextended fetlocks.
Also known as scissor gait.
There you go. It's well documented in horses, as you know. Equine, very famous for this. It has been known to happen in giraffes, but not as well, not as
anything with
common.
hooves can get it.
Yeah, yeah. I did like this quote from the one guy. last week because I felt like Dr. Tim Storms, he's an associate vet who helped treat him. And originally they put him in some casts. And they're just trying to straighten the legs out. And then this guy flies in from Kentucky and is like, get those fucking casts off there. What are you doing? And I needs to make custom shoes, for the guy that walks. And so I felt like this guy was, wanted it to be known. Dr. Tim Storms did. He says, last week our exhibits team made a heroic effort by custom making shoes with short notice to help our little giraffe. And now a colleague from across the country has donated his time and materials to make these specialized shoes.
Yeah.
Do you think he was a little sensitive? That's why he threw heroic in there and, with short notice. We had very short notice. We just did the best we could with short. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's sandbagging.
Well, no. I think this guy's taking offense that this other vet flies in and is like, nice try, guys. Nice attempt on short notice, but get them off. Let's get the real shoes on there. And these guys are kind of defending their position like, hey, short notice. It was heroic on our part.
Did what we could. Everything we could.
Hassani's new shoes, they're more water resistant. He's talking about a giraffe's shoes. More water resistant than his temporary wooden ones. He had wood shoes. And now they've got those
washing it up proper.
Yeah. So
not.
So both mom and baby Olivia and Hassani will remain out of the public eye for now, an indefinite period while Hassani gets his legs under him, trying to figure it out, get that scissor gate under control. But we got a little backstage viewing here, right?
Yeah, let's see him.
Let's see the little man. How you doing?
See him make his debut here.
So that's Olivia.
Stage left. Here he comes.
Yeah. Hey guys, what's going on?
Yeah, look at those little back feet.
Yeah, I'm darn good. Wait, those do look like fucking half legs.
Yeah, they look like prosthetics to me.
Yeah.
Look how soft he looks.
Yeah. How's it going, guys? Look at that eye.
Face.
Yeah.
I love
got
him.
my new kicks on here, just trying to get my
Look at
legs
that
going.
beast.
God, they are majestic, dude.
Yeah.
You think he knows he's special?
I don't know. Let's see the feet again.
Yeah,
man.
what are
Come
you
on.
doing, dude? Come on. Okay, now hold on. All right, guys, don't laugh. I'm trying to get my feet under me. Yeah. Look at my little shoesies. Look at his little shoes.
Yeah, it must be a tight wrap around his calves.
Yeah, those are his calves.
Look
at those little shoes. Look at his little shoes.
Yeah, they're cute, man.
Yeah, I got my little shoes on. So what?
This dude in the background doesn't give a fuck, just eating.
That's probably Dave.
Dave's
Yeah,
just like, let me
Dave.
hit that one more time. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
He's like, oh, there she is. What up, bitch? How you doing, baby?
Hey, baby, why don't you say you move Hassani in the other room? We get back to Pound Town over here. You grab a little snack, and I'll fucking crush that from behind. What you say?
Look at Dave reaching leaves that no one else can, you know?
I know my son's a little short leaf eater right now.
God, they're freaking amazing.
Oh, they
I
are.
love
They
these
are.
things.
Look at that whip too. Look at that whip. What's the point of that? The hair at the base of the whip. You know, the mom, she's got that tail, but then it's just like this long mane.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Is that looks, style?
I don't know.
I'm sure it's not style.
He looks so cute in his little shoes. I love that guy. We got to keep tabs on him. Dave. Last story, we'll get to some email. Did you hear PBS, Alabama, public television, refusing to air this cartoon? Have you heard of this, Arthur? Did you watch Arthur?
Yeah, I actually did.
Did
The
you?
aardvark?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen the picture of him.
Yeah,
like,
I think he's an
know-
aardvark, right?
Yep.
Did your kids watch it, Jay? Like
No.
that wasn't our age. Like that, I don't know when it aired first, or I guess we weren't. I wasn't watching a ton.
It
of
would have been
PBS.
after us, maybe. So maybe, maybe mid '80s or something that was big. Late '80s. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say I think I was watching it way too. My sister watched it, and I just kind of watched it still.
First
so.
appearance, 1976.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
So he's been around a
Wow.
while.
So they had a new episode.
I didn't know they were still doing them.
Do you know Mr. Ratburn?
Yes, absolutely.
He's his teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is it? You got this one guy? What'd you say he was an aardvark?
He's an aardvark.
And then Ratburn's his third grade teacher.
Yep.
Okay, well, this is an episode titled Mr. Ratburn and the Special Someone.
I just haven't seen these guys in so long.
Yeah.
There he is.
That's Ratburn?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out Ratburn is a flaming Holmes.
Sure.
Yeah, and so he ends up marrying in this episode Patrick. And I don't blame him. You know what Patrick is?
There's a same-sex marriage in
Hell
the
yeah.
freaking cartoon.
Yeah. So Patrick is a chocolatier.
Oh, well.
I mean,
a chocolatier.
How fancy is that? The third grade teacher and the chocolatier.
I just haven't seen some of these.
Wait, you got a rat marrying an aardvark? That shit's wrong, man.
Look
Look at all the characters in this show. I mean, these are like monkeys.
like a little
and-
yak. She's a yak, isn't she?
She's
Aren't those horns right there?
Friend.
Oh, is Arthur the one that's bow tied up?
Yep.
There with the glasses. Yep. So, Alabama public television. Yeah, we're not airing that. We're gonna air a fucking rerun episode. People are up in arms about this. And in the long-running PBS series, Mr. Nigel Ratburn had been in the elementary school, but his sexual orientation was never divulged. I don't know why he would tell a third-grade class about his sexual orientation anyways, but whatever, it was never. So Mike McKenzie is the director of programming over there at Alabama Public Television. So the network decided to air a rerun after executives watched it. Parents have trusted Alabama Public Television for more than 50 years to provide children's programs that entertain, educate, and inspire. More importantly, although we strongly encourage parents to watch TV with their children, talk about what they've learned afterwards, parents trust their children can watch APT without their supervision.
Yeah, we want this shit to babysit our kids. Come on.
Yeah. We also know that children who are younger than the target audience for Arthur also watch the program. The network has no plans to air it, as they believed if they did, would take away the choice of parents who felt it was inappropriate for their children. The vast majority of parents will not have heard about the content, whether they agree with it or not. Because of this, we felt it would be a violation of trust to broadcast the episode. I guess this does tackle difficult issues in the past. I'm not familiar, but asthma, diabetes,
Is that right?
cancer, dyslexia.
Is there a Dudley in a bike shop episode?
I don't know. Tonight's a very special episode.
Arthur in a bike shop.
Now, I don't know. I didn't watch the episode. Obviously, these executives watched the episode and decided not good enough. I mean, it's probably not appropriate. If you're talking about third grade, like if they went and go over to Mr. Ratburn's house and you peek in the window and he's just buried balls deep in the asshole of Patrick, the chocolatier, that's not something you want third graders to see, right?
I would agree.
Typically, even in cartoon form. If he's just bag on bag slapping, swinging like a pendulum as he's just grinding into Patrick the chocolatier's asshole.
Right.
Inappropriate.
Probably not. Yeah.
I doubt that they would do that. Eve, watch the show. Do they do similar
I
things?
haven't seen that. You know what's weird? Honestly, like it gets such a tricky place of what is okay, I suppose, and what is not. Because honestly, for me, when you say that, yeah, they're not going to show balls deep pornography.
I don't know. I've never seen the show.
Okay.
I don't know what they would do.
But when you get some parent kind of go, I don't want no third grader to see it. I don't know. Part of me is like,
it's legal.
Right?
Gay marriage
it's
is
a
legal
thing
now.
in this country.
What about this?
Not,
What if they did this?
I know
What if you roll up to Mr. Ratburn's house and you're looking in the window and they're just standing there face to face. They're having a discussion or something. Ratburn and the chocolatier Patrick, and then blah blah blah, loving family, whatever. And then the camera pans out and you see they're docking. They've been docking the whole time.
Well, of course.
Well, it's a cartoon. You're not actually seeing anyone docking.
Docking is the insertion of one man's glands into the foreskin of another.
There they are walking down the aisle.
I can't get over the interspecies aspect.
Oh, I
of this.
know.
But look at, as to Mike's point, there are a ton of species represented here.
Oh yeah. Oh, did I just?
There's a bunny rabbit, some sort of yak, a moose.
Dude, now that you guys didn't watch this and it's whatever, but once this show's over, I'm going to have to go on YouTube and listen to the song, the theme song of this show is like
going to bring back memories. Huh?
Yes, 100%.
Look at these two making their way down the aisle.
Arthur was announced by PBS to run for at least another 4 seasons, where it could tackle more topics about acceptance and the LGBTQ community.
That looked like a lovely affair, by the way. Did you see the lighting there? Pull up
Everyone
that
looked
picture
happy.
again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, out
I don't
in the
know.
woods and nice.
You have kind of those Asian styled lights above, you know.
Yeah, obviously that's a tent that was set up for this occasion.
Yeah, no,
right?
it's beautiful. It looks like a lovely day.
Is everybody else dressed up enough?
Are there
for a
more
wedding?
scenes?
That's a
for
great
this?
point. He's
Like they're dressed.
Yeah,
up,
look at the
but
girl on the right, the yak girl, who's in this little short sleeve thing with the little frills around the
wedding.
short sleeve. Yeah,
Look at the kid across the aisle. He's wearing a leather jacket, for Christ's sakes.
a letter jacket.
Doesn't
She's
he look like
behind,
he's wearing a
behind
leather
Arthur.
jacket.
I think you're talking about this guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, I think he has a vest, maybe, but
Oh,
yeah,
is he
I'm
va-
with
oh,
you.
he's
I'm
got a
with
vest.
you,
Yeah,
Yee.
yeah.
You know,
I don't have a problem with the way they're dressed. They're not. No one's there in a fucking Sex Pistols t-shirt. I think it's okay. I'd like to see the cake. I'd like to see
Wow. You would?
the minister.
a chocolatier. What do you think the cake is?
Exactly,
Gonna be?
right.
There it is. There's the
I
cake.
couldn't believe it was the next picture down.
Oh, and they've represented the two gentlemen nicely on the top there.
Look at the Ratburns family. The whole family's there.
Oh yeah, proud family.
Does he have two moms? Does Ratburn have two moms?
No, he's got a those. Oh boy.
Huh?
I think that's a guy and a girl.
No, the first one, the one on the left in the white,
is high heeled.
High heeled.
Oh.
And then the other one
Maybe.
is bloused.
Bloused up proper.
I don't know what's
chocolates
going
here
on with
giving
this
into
show.
the strawberry cake, huh?
Yeah, what's up? I mean, Mr.
Interesting.
Ratburn must have really.
This was the bully right here. This dude.
Oh yeah, that's the back of his head.
Yeah.
Kind of that buzz cut. What is he? A dog or something?
I think he's like a pit bull or something. I don't know. You're right.
I'm glad they were able to get a local baker to make a cake too, and we don't have to run into the whole dust up of I don't want to bake a cake for them homos and all that stuff. You know that.
Yeah.
Can you back out so we can see the protesters?
I don't know if they're there.
How do you guys honestly? How do you feel about this? Just as a, does it feel? Part of it feels like an agenda.
Feels like a little thumb in the eye.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
But
I think the argument, because I think it's stupid for PBS to not air this. That's the only reason we're talking about it. So you just gave more fuel to the fire. You know, and I don't. It's a reality of life. People are legally getting married,
Right.
and so for you to pull that off, because I think that the agenda that's being driven by people that love this, because there are people that are crying like this is amazing. Child's Cartoon is representing me and my lifestyle,
Yeah.
and it's like if it becomes just normal where, you know, your third grade teacher is marrying a chocolatier, you know, and it's just like, yeah, whatever. I saw that when I was a kid, and it's been going on all the time. That can't be bad for young people coming
Right.
up, that to not have those views of what a fucking fag, you know. And so to push on something like this seems childish and stupid.
It's the mile inch
and
and a
petty.
mile thing, though, dude. And you know what, guys? It's like we talk about. I mean, everyone used to say when homosexual marriage is like, "Whoa, what's next?" Blah blah blah. And I know we already know this exists, but dude, I was watching this video I saw like on Facebook. You know, someone shared it, and it was like a 3-minute video of these people that now 100% now they're just people that marry the earth.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was like, dude, there was like a girl in the fucking
She's the one that
dirt
married
naked.
the bridge.
Well,
She's 3 years ago. She was celebrating her anniversary. She married a bridge in her neighborhood, and
I was watching. Well,
she was there in her wedding dress taking
Really?
photos.
A bridge?
The video I was watching was there was at one point like they didn't show them naked, but there was a naked chick literally just piling dirt from the earth into her vagine.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
Going, oh, I'm
What?
Yes, like I'm having sex with the earth.
Come on, man.
She
I'm
able
not
to do
kidding.
it doggy style and
I-
everything, like 69, the whole works.
Well, how I saw her was just like this, and just like I had to. I don't know where the video
burying
is.
herself.
Yeah, and then there
Right.
was just got
What
couples
the
licking
fuck are we
trees,
doing?
literally licking trees.
The
Couples
fuck
just
are we
licking
doing?
trees.
Can we just,
Part of me is even like, you know what? Part of me is even
give
like,
up.
you know what? Whatever. I don't really care.
I don't know if they're
but
being
it's like,
serious. You can't seriously think that some idiot is fucking shoving dirt in her vagine. Like, oh yeah, I'm satisfied in a healthy relationship.
She's married to the earth, Mike.
She's either fucking with everybody or she's insane
Yeah.
and needs to be hospitalized.
One of
I
the
mean,
two.
That right? Am I wrong about that?
No, you're totally right.
It's not like, oh, if she's happy, let her. No, she's either clinically fucking insane and needs to be in an institution, or she's fucking with us.
Agreed.
So, I don't know. Let's get to email though.
Yeah, before we do that, hey, if you've suffered a traumatic accident or injury, don't call the billboard or TV attorneys. Your first call should be to Ogden Legal Triage. Ogden Legal Triage will find you the right personal injury attorney for your case at no cost to you. They will negotiate the best price and save you time, money, and hassle. Who better to help you find a lawyer but a lawyer? Ogden Legal Triage. For more information, go to firstcalldetroit.com. On to email. Robert writes in.
Hello, Bobbert.
Actually, he says Beaver writes in. Beaver writes in. I don't know if this has been said before, hopefully not a stolen grievance, but I get irritated when I'm at work and I have to use my real name and people are dumbasses. I always introduce myself as Robert, and then 9 times out of 10 I get asked, what do you go by, Bob, Rob, Bobby?
Yeah.
Bobby? If I wanted to go by Bob, Rob, Bobby, I would have fucking introduced myself as that. Fuck. This
Yeah.
is why I have had the nickname of Beaver since I was 8 years old. Well, that and because I have the ears of Jerry Mathers. Keep up the stellar work. The Beav.
The ears of Jerry Mathers?
I don't remember him having prominent ears, honestly.
No, I don't
Jerry
either.
Mathers? I remember more of the buck teeth kind of
Yeah, but he was growing into him.
all-American
He
boy.
was growing into him.
The ears, huh?
It's interesting that, I don't know if that's a grievance, but I do run into that where if you're emailing with someone and they'll have at the end where there's their signature or whatever, and it's like, Michael R. Walters, you know, the DetroitCast.com, and it has all the fucking your identifying shit, you know. And a lot of professional people do that, you know. Samantha, blah, blah, blah. It's like, do you go by Sam or is it? So I don't know if I trust the correspondents that tell me someone's full name because.
Yeah, but if somebody introduces themselves as Robert, that's it, right? You're Robert. If you go, hey, how you doing? I'm Michael.
I would go.
Okay, it's a little weird, but you're Michael.
Yeah, but if I walk up to you and say, hey, I'm Mike, you're going to go, Miguel, immediately. If Robert comes up to you, you're going to go, Bob, how are you doing, Bob? Nice to meet you.
Well, yeah, that's me because I'm going to just fuck with, I'm going to fuck with them. But if you're in a professional setting, somebody introduces themselves as Robert, you immediately, hey, so what do you go by, Bobby? No, don't go by Bobby.
I just guess he goes by Bobby because it sounds best. Be like, oh man, yeah, it's nice meeting you too, Bobby.
Do you have any interest? This is the video I have.
Is this the
it's
human
like 50-second video that I found.
Nature?
Yeah.
Let's see.
There are humans who fuck nature.
Yep, there sure are.
Yeah, most of us do, but.
Oh my God, she's just reaching in her panties.
This is just look at me, right?
Yes.
This is just I'm gonna dress like a whore and look at me.
Oh, they're eating the ground. Totally nude, just riding a rock, literally hugging trees. They even perform weddings. Are these like druids or something? Those weird, witchy.
They're all hot too, by the way.
Oh yeah,
all the chicks are smoking hot.
Smoking.
What is that dude doing there? Here's my thought on this, right? Because this is co-ed, so you've got guys and girls there. These people have found other weirdos who like dressing up in costumes. This is some weird cosplay-ish thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mother Earth under the guise of, it could be mermaid themed. This one's
Furries,
Mother
whatever.
Earth. And so they go out there. I guarantee you at some point after they rub dirt on their cunts and dicks, they start fucking each other.
Yeah.
Right? Like that. They have dinner, and then Lisa pairs off with Phil.
Love the tree, we get it. But I still want the D.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The Earth is a selfish lover. Does not care about getting you off.
Exactly. And so you might be balls deep in doggy style with this pig who's dressed like a leaf, and maybe she wants you to sprinkle dirt on her back while you're doing it, but there's still a dick in her, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's. I'd be shocked if it was like, no, why? I would never cheat on the dirt. Are you kidding me?
Mother Earth?
This guy thinks I would cheat on my dirt. So, my guess is they're banging themselves while they're there.
Eric writes in with a follow-up to the fireman's ladder. You'll recall he believed he found a piece. He thought it might be the ladder that I allegedly stole back in the day.
Allegedly admitted.
All right, so after listening to you guys read my email, this goes back a couple weeks, I'm pretty certain the ladder piece that I have is not the correct ladder. I guarantee you it's not, Eric.
No.
I'm sorry. Thanks for the effort, but it is not it. Once you guys more thoroughly described the exact area, I was able to figure out the woods you're talking about. I did, in fact, search through those woods for quite a while before convincing myself that since it was full of walking trails, I was on the wrong side of the street. The ladder piece I found was actually in the woods on the other side of Inkster and 10 Mile intersection. Those woods were full of old trash, unlike the actual area I think it is. So hopefully you guys hit it well, because I have a feeling those woods were maintained in some capacity. We did not hide it at all.
No.
Don't misunderstand.
You ditched
Dude, we chucked it over a chain link fence. We hopped the fence. We started running with it. And within about 20 yards, you realize it's very difficult to run with a fireman's ladder through the woods.
They're big.
And so we dropped it. We didn't try to hide it.
Gotta get them on top of those houses to save the people,
Right.
They're very tall.
Not to mention the two clowns that apparently allegedly pulled this stunt off were shit-faced.
Shit-faced.
I mean, as far as faced goes, they were of the shit variety. So, I wouldn't rule it out, though. So you chuck it over the fence. That doesn't mean a couple younger kids are playing in the woods and they grab the thing and take it across the street and maybe cut a piece off it. Who knows?
I have to believe in reality, because we heard the firemen yelling from the roof, "Hey, stop! Don't do that!"
Which you did politely and brought it back.
I guarantee you, after they were done tending to the small fire in the house, they went and grabbed the ladder that was a mere 20 yards off in the distance. So.
Over a chain link fence.
So thank you for
the leaves.
Yeah. It's just,
I mean, they wouldn't leave it behind, right?
Silly kid stuff,
I mean, that's one of their boys. That their ladder. They're not going to leave it behind. No Man Left Behind, right? They're going to find the fucking clowns that allegedly.
Let me just again remind you, this was before 9/11.
Yeah.
Before all firemen were heroes. Okay.
I know it's not insulting at all. Yeah, Jay's said that for many, many, many years. Guys, remember they were not heroes yet. This was pre 9/11. They're going to love hearing that.
They've always been heroes. Old Balls writes in, The Great Gatsby, Oliver Twist, and Moby Dick. This message is about people's free use of the N-word. I am always offended when people use it in my presence like I am of the same mindset. I think this goes back to E, where he's hey buddy, you want to be my wingman? Just some guy out of the blue. Yeah, and then he starts dropping N-words, and it's like...
Is he saying N-word, or is he saying the actual word?
Well, I'm assuming it's...
Tim is... Old Balls is just saying the N-word. I don't like people using the N-word. I feel dirty and 50 IQ points less just for them using it in front of me. I agree, man. It's just like,
yeah, but you're siding with a guy named Old Balls, dude. It's hard. It's hard.
Says, yes, unfortunately, my sister is still dead. I noticed that. The other night he didn't bring his dead sister.
Oh, did you ask him to?
I did. I asked if his sister was there and then realized, oh, no, she's still dead.
By the way...
We both got a chuckle out of that.
Yeah.
Me and Old Balls.
That's brutal, but I noticed a lot of people. It's been funny. I've laughed every time. I really, really have. However, we can retire the whole, hey, you coming tonight? I don't know, maybe, unless something better comes up. People really glommed onto my stance on RSVPing. Respond soon, very pleased. And I'm like, yeah, you don't want me to do that.
You have nothing to blame it yourself.
Because if something better comes along, I'm going to do that. Why wouldn't I? Don't be selfish. I mean, if...
How does this relate to Old Balls? Did he do that?
Yeah, I asked if you RSVP'd. And then it reminded me, I was like, oh, yeah, by the way, I had 100 listeners do that to me over the last few weeks.
Oh.
That I was like, hey, are you going to be at the Hamlin Pub? And they're like, yeah, unless something better comes up. And I was like, oh.
We will save the rest for tomorrow, unless something better comes up tomorrow. I don't know.
That's right.
We'll see.
Nice seg, the way you did that, sir. All right, let's get out of here. No Mike Lindell tomorrow. He's got way more important stuff to do.
And then after that, he's going hunting.
Yeah, in Canada. The geese. Was it the geese that kept him warm?
The duck swarm.
The
Come
duck
on, man.
swarm.
Please.
You tell me what you need, and then we'll triple it, and we'll call it a day. The duck's warmth actually saved my life because I passed out in the snow.
Passed out.
My wife's really going to be upset about this.
Exaggerated to the common person out there. I'm looking for some drugs here. Not, I could care less what you guys have going on between you two.
She goes, I know you guys love those stories. They're 100% true, and he keeps getting more of them. I'm like, oh, can't wait to talk to him. So we'll do that soon. But we'll be back tomorrow, so we'll hope you guys join us then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.